Hey guys, in this video we'll be talking about mortgage broker or how much do they get paid. Now in my last video I talked about the real estate agents or the real estate broker. Now all this plays a major role when you are trying to get your apartment or when you are trying to start up a small real estate firm. You understand? Now, mortgage broker, because we talked about the real estate broker, these are the people that are in charge of helping you get your desired property or the desired apartments that you are looking for based on choice and preference. So they help you look for what suits your need. Those are the real estate agents and broker. Now we'll be talking about the mortgage broker or the mortgage agents. Now a mortgage broker is a qualified loan originators that searches for mortgage for their clients by working with several lenders. Now they varies. So they either work with single lender such as banks and credit union and are only able to provide mortgage products from the lender they often get commission from. So a mortgage broker helps an individual secure the desired loan or the desired mortgage they intend to buy their own house or apartments. So most of the time they work with multiple lenders. At times they work with a single lenders. So working with multiple lenders has to do with working with banks, credit unions, other financial organizations that render these services, giving out loans and all that. So it covers a wide spectrum. So they are able to provide these services to clients. Most of the time they come through referrals, maybe through your real estate agent, through someone who has gone through the process with them, or through lawyers. Anyone can refer you to a mortgage broker, because the duty of a mortgage broker is to help you organize the necessary documentation that you need in order for you to get the approval from the bank. So the documentation process, from the opening to the closing of the documentation process, are basically done by them. All you just have to do, go make the application and leave the rest for them to follow suit. If they need any further documentation, they will just put a call across to you to get it over, and then they go through the process. So from 1 to 2%, that is what they get on each loan they arrange. So oftentimes they are paid by the borrower or the lender, which is the bank or other credit union financial institution. So this mortgage broker, when they are able to secure this loan for you and get the job done, they are likely to get a 1% cut or 2% cut of the worth of the mortgage. The same way the real estate agents will also take their own percentage from it as well. So when you come across this, it shouldn't be something new to you, because it should be an enlightenment for you to understand the various expenses that comes and the processes which it takes for you to get your mortgage and your loan approved when you go through different routes, different channels to get it approved. So the mortgage commission cannot be paid by both the lenders and the seller or the buyer. Because why? If the client is paying for it, you have to pay at the closing or before the process is completed. But if the bank or the financial institution is paying for that commission, they will have to insert it in the loan. So to some people, you will not be aware. Probably most people get conflicted when they see that they know the worth of the house. The house is worth so and so amount, and at the end of the day is a little bit inflated. Why? Because the mortgage agent cost has been added to it, so you don't have to stress yourself paying it. So depending on the value of the house or the average price of the house, that is what a mortgage broker earns. So we have sole proprietor mortgage brokers. They don't work for anyone, they work for themselves. They have their own office where they do the applications and all that. for clients and individuals who are looking to get approval from the bank and all that. And we also have mortgage agents who are employees, so they are paid salaries and commission. So the borrower is responsible for the payments. Most of the time they could be fair enough to ask you if you want to pay them directly or you want it to be inserted into the mortgage in particular. So it will not be on your own discretion to say, okay, I have the funds, let me pay you at closing or include it in the quota of the loan. So what they make in a year depends on the kind of work and the business they conduct, and they get percentage of all mortgage they are able to acquire from the bank, or all mortgage approvals they are able to acquire from the bank. So the larger the mortgage, the larger the commission they earn as well. So do not be surprised when you go for an apartment that is worth a huge sum of money, and at the end of the day you discover that what you are paying as commission is on the high side. Because first of all, you have to pay for the real estate agents for their services, and you also pay the mortgage broker for their services as well. So most of the time it is very, very difficult to process all this. So which is why it is much more advisable to go to your bank directly, speak to them, have a good customer relationship with your bank, so that when it comes to you applying for this, it will be accepted without issues. Because by the time you go through all these channels, you keep putting money down the drain, because while you are spending on each channels you go through. You are spending on every channel that you go through. So if you are looking to get a mortgage, it is good to go through a mortgage agent, and also it is also good to go through a real estate agent, because the real estate agent will help you get the required apartment that you are looking for within the price range and the time frame. The mortgage broker will help you to seek and apply for the loan and do all they can for it to get approved. So these are the two channels that are mainly responsible when it comes to acquiring properties or buying a house or what have you. So my best opinion is for you to go to your bank, speak to them. It might take a while. It might take some time for them to go through, to evaluate, to see the credibility of the person they want to lend out this mortgage to. So it will take a little while, but try and build credibility with your bank. That way, whenever you go and meet them for anything, they will give you their own insights, and if it's something they advise you on, they will advise you on it. Because by the time you go through all these channels and then you discover in the long run you are spending and spending and spending. Because the moment you go through this channel, it will cost you, for an average apartment that is worth 100,000 euro, you might likely to spend roughly 10,000 euros on expenses alone. You are likely to spend 10,000 euros on expenses alone. So which was why I said in my previous videos, if you are seeking to get a mortgage, getting the mortgage price or the percentage price down is not enough, because why, you have to also cover for the expenses out of your own pocket. So if the bank is likely required of you 20%, it is likely advisable for you to get up to 30%. Why? Because to cover for the cost, because the bank will not assist you to cover for the cost, neither will other financial institutions assist you to cover for the cost that is needed for you to get your own apartment. So whatever you have to do to go get your own mortgage approved and all that, speak first with your bank. Don't be in a haste to rush to the mortgage broker, because definitely you must go to a real estate agent. You must always go to a real estate agent, because they are the ones that will evaluate the property. They will help you search for the required property in question, the apartment you are looking for based on your choice. They will be the one to help you do that. You can also do it on your own. You can go through the internet, you get private listing. Private listing comes with no cost. So if you are lucky enough to get a private listing directly from the seller, which means you'll be able to bypass, number one, the costs for the real estate agent, and number two, the cost for the mortgage broker. So which means automatically you are beating down roughly 6,000 euros, $6,000 or thereabouts. If you are able to get a credible seller. Now we have sellers who can scam you because you are naive, you don't understand the system and all that. That is why most people prefer to go with the brokers or the real estate agents. Why? Because they understand so much about the system, so that when there's any issue they will be able to deal with it. But if you go through the seller directly, sometimes you might not be able to ask one or two questions because why, you are not experienced in that field. So my advice to everyone, if you're looking to get a mortgage, first speak to your bank. If you can get a private listing, you get a private listing to save you cost of about 6,000 euros or thereabouts. Very important, because the moment you get the apartment, you also have to put it in order. You make it good to your own tastes. So I hope this video explains and teaches us more on the things on mortgage. So we have the mortgage broker. They are responsible for the financing. They get the application done for you and all that. So, but you can also bypass them. But you have to be smart. You have to do your research, because if not, they will outsmart you in the system. So until we meet again, to get more videos, to get more content, just like, share and subscribe this video. Until we meet again, peace.